If you were looking at this face and listening to this voice, you were tuned into the best kept secret in sports talk. I'm your friendly neighborhood Smoke, and you are officially on the hot seat. Y'all know what we do on the hot seat, man. We set somebody's ass on fire. And I got somebody who is ripe for the fucking picking today. So without any further ado, man, paying homage to the ghost over my left and my right shoulders, y'all came for the gospel. And buckle up, god damn it, because I'm finna give it to you. Listen, Florida State played Notre Dame in a thrilling overtime loss Sunday evening. Um, Florida State came out looking better than I thought. A lot of position groups looked better than I thought they were going to look. We will get into the particulars and the specifics later on. I want to talk about the reason why I believe Florida State lost this game. Florida State lost this game because of Mike Norvell. Some of you all do not believe in attacking coaches. That's fine. I got no problem with what you believe in. If you are one of those people, this ain't the show for you, buddy. You might want to get your ass off of here right now, because I'm really finna piss your ass off this season. Listen. Mike Norvell blew this game for Florida State by making one decision. He decided to start Travis over Mackenzie Milton. That's it. There are some other key points in the game that you can point to as it relates to Florida State probably would have been in a better position to win. Those 3 interceptions come to mind. The botch snap by Davion Johnson on 3rd and 7, driving with less than 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. There's a few other things you can point to in regards to why Florida State didn't win. But it all starts with this. It all starts with him choosing to start Jordan Travis. And from the looks of it, had Jordan Travis's helmet not come off, he probably would have stayed with Jordan Travis. Listen, guys. Watching that game and the last 24 hours since that game have reminded me why I do this show. I love sports. I love all sports. I eat, sleep, and shit sports. Watch it, read it. I could have conversations about it. One thing that annoyed me in watching sports is the people who cover them. Certain stations, certain newspapers, certain websites, they have to push a narrative. A lot of their narrative is driven off of who sponsors them, who keeps the lights on at these places. They can't say this and they can't say that. They have to tiptoe the line on this and have to straddle the defense about that. I don't fucking do that. Y'all seen that weak ass goddamn intro? I ain't got no damn sponsors. I am the fucking sponsor. I say what I want, when I want, how I want to. I come here and I tell y'all the fucking truth. You may not like it, but it's the goddamn truth. I've been wrong about some things because a lot of this shit is just my opinion, but goddamn it, can anybody tell me, and I mean tell me with a straight face, tell me with some conviction that Mackenzie Milton does not win that football game for Florida State if he plays all 4 quarters? Anybody? No? I didn't think so. You get to asking people, why did Mackenzie Milton start? Oh, he's been hurt. Really? If he's been hurt, how the hell did he play? You play hurt. You don't play injured. He was neither of the sort. He looked pretty mobile for a guy with 1.5 legs. You can't tell me he's been hurt, because if he was hurt, there are 2 other quarterbacks on the roster who would have been inserted into what was presumed to be one play. I was shocked that Florida State actually opted to throw the ball during that one play. But you saw what happened when he did it. It looked natural. It looked crisp. Just one play. He didn't get enough practice during game week. He has been practicing with the same people for over a month. What do you think fall camp is? It's a lot of goddamn practices. Well, they said Jordan Travis looks better in practice. Here's my problem with this. Stay with me. I was on the Listen Up podcast with Brandon and Sam. If you all haven't checked out the Listen Up podcast, I advise you to do so. I believe those two brothers are slowly but surely becoming the voice of FSU media, podcast, talks, all that shit. They are a great listen. I advise you to go listen to them. But they had an instant reaction podcast that they invited me on. And here's my rebuttal to people who believe that since he didn't practice, he shouldn't have started. All across the country, teams attack the transfer portal. All across the country. In some cases, not a lot, but in some cases, they attack it just to build depth, right? But in most cases, those teams go into the transfer portal to bring somebody with starter capabilities, somebody who has starter potential. If you're bringing in somebody to start, that means inherently you're bringing in to bench somebody else. Why in the hell did you go get McKenzie Milton? You got him to play the quarterback position. The moment you went out and started wooing him and recruiting him, Jordan Travis was already on the bench. The job was McKenzie Milton's to lose. You went out and got McKenzie Milton because the person you wanted to replace cannot throw the football. He doesn't throw the football very well. He has a below average arm. I don't mean as it relates to arm strength. I mean as it relates to ball placement. There are things in between the ears that Jordan Travis just doesn't grasp well. He doesn't trust his arm. There are things that with the football he's shown us he is incapable of doing. McKenzie Milton doesn't have those issues. That's why you went and got him. You look at a guy who's comfortable in that position, who knows how to go through progressions, who knows how to make the right reads, who knows where to go with the football. Like that. We've never seen that from Jordan Travis. Oh, well, Jordan Travis said to be an improved passer. How much? Because what I saw Sunday evening doesn't warrant him being a starting quarterback over McKenzie Milton. He has improved. I'm not saying he hasn't. I do agree that he has, but he hasn't improved enough to say that he's a better quarterback than McKenzie Milton. Coaches across the country at every level, position, head coach, whatever, they feed the same bullshit to these kids every year. The best player will play. Somebody lying. Nobody believes that Jordan Travis is a better quarterback than McKenzie Milton. Only a few people believe that shit prior to the game. Nobody believes it afterwards. McKenzie Milton was not hurt. I'm led to believe it had something to do with COVID protocols as it relates to him not practicing for about a week and a half. People, Mike Norvell is paid an exorbitant amount of money. He has paid millions upon millions of dollars. Florida State has made him a millionaire to make the right decision, to put this team in the best position to win. Florida State should have won that game Sunday evening. He's the reason why they didn't. Jordan Travis threw 3 interceptions. I'm willing to bet my next 5 checks to a bucket of shit that McKenzie Milton does not throw 3 interceptions. And what's more is, on those 3 interceptions, Notre Dame got 21 points. Notre Dame ain't shit. They could have kicked some goddamn field goals. No. Good as they felt, they took their monkey ass down the field and scored all 3 times. What? People. You have, at some point, you got to think for yourself. Stop listening to all this bullshit that people feed you and all these goddamn excuses. Jordan Travis should not have started that damn football game. And it's the great what if. How many points does Notre Dame score if those interceptions aren't had? Bigger question. Bigger what if. How many points does Florida State score if Mackenzie Milton plays and those 3 interceptions aren't thrown? I'm not saying Mackenzie Milton would have went in there and lit the fucking world on fire and would have been 25 for 25. I'm not saying that. He probably would have thrown an interception or 3 or 10. I don't know. I'm just willing to bet that he wouldn't have because he knows what to do with the football. Oh, well, the offensive line wasn't playing. You know what? I agree. First half, the offensive line played like trash. There are some of you who are arguing with one another over who played worse, Jordan Travis or the offensive line in the first half. Listen, people, 2 things can be true. Calm the fuck down. They both sucked in the first half. Try to don't see how that fit. They both sucked. They sucked together. There were things that Jordan Travis did that didn't help them out. There were things they did that didn't help him out. That's how the first half went. Here's the thing about having somebody like a Mackenzie Milton in the first half. He knows where to go with the football. You can dial up things that will put him in a better position to get the ball down the field, get the ball in the playmaker's hands. People were saying Jordan Travis was seeing ghosts. He had PTSD. You get your ass behind that offensive line, you'll have some too. You'll see some ghosts as well. So I'm not saying it's okay for him to be running around like a chicken with his leg cut off, but for a good piece of the goddamn half, he was Houdini. He had to consistently get out of trouble. He had to shake and bake and do everything he could just to stay alive and keep the play alive, which is his MO, which is why a lot of people like him. And I understand that. I don't dislike him. I think there is a role for him in this offense. I just don't think he should take the bulk of the snaps at quarterback. And to be honest with you, I'm cool if he does. If Mackenzie Milton is healthy, I don't think Jordan Travis should play. If you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one. I'm dying on that fucking hill. Right, there are some things Jordan Travis can do that Mackenzie Milton can't. If that's the case, put his ass at slot receiver. Put his ass at running back, because that one thing is running the fucking football. Mackenzie Milton can scoop. He's not a bad athlete. I don't want him running that much. What I want somebody to do, I put this shit on Twitter. I said, here's one reason why FSU fans get excited to get Mackenzie Milton. You potentially have a legit QB that can keep you in the game when you're down double digits. If Travis is as improved as they say, Mackenzie Milton not playing won't matter, right? At that point, FSU was down double digits. I believe probably 10, 11 points, maybe 11. Then it grows to 18. What I'm telling you is, at no point in that game, even when Florida State was driving before Travis got taken out of the game, at no point did I think Florida State was going to win, because he doesn't threaten you well enough with his arm to have these type of comebacks, right? I'm not saying he couldn't have done it. I'm just saying I wouldn't have predicted him to do it. And that's not a slight against Jordan Travis. That's not me hating on him. Sometimes hate is just the goddamn truth. I don't think he scared Notre Dame enough with his arm to have them change their game plan at all. Well, this is why you went out and got a Mackenzie Milton. When you're down 14 points, 10 points, 18 points, you have a legitimate quarterback who's played in enough big game situations that he can put the team on his shoulders and lead them in comebacks. When was the last goddamn time you could say a Florida State had a quarterback that would lead them down the field and score time after time after time, being down double digits, being down multiple possessions? It's been a while. I did an entire goddamn show about this. It's called The Bridge. And it was about how he can be a Band-Aid and with Florida State getting back to the promised land, how he can just be the bridge of us getting over that hump. What I told you to do. When you got Mackenzie Milton, go get him somebody who can catch footballs. Go get him somebody who's going to block for him. And they did that a little bit. Not probably as much as we would have liked, but they did try their best to address it. I'm just saying, to me, I'm not going to say the night was wasted, because there were some good things that came out of all of this, and we can get into that a little bit later as well, but the objective is to win. And listen, this isn't a fire Mike Norvell show. I'm not with that shit, because I'm not even saying I dislike Mike. I'm just saying Sunday night, this is squarely on his shoulders. He was playing to win the game. That 4-2, I don't even have a problem with the 4-2. Even the sequence in which things went, I probably would have called a different play on 4-2, but you could tell with the play on second and third down, he was using all 4 downs to get 10 yards because he was playing to win the game. I'm fine with that. You have to ask yourself, How many times did Notre Dame come down and score when they had to deal with the full length of the field? I counted 17 points. FSU's defense, which looked, it's crazy how team can give up all those yards and 40 plus points, and we say they look good. They look decent, they look much improved, but it's amazing how many times their defense had their backs to the wall and they played decently. One thing I saw on Twitter was who were taking the snaps during warm-ups prior to the game, and they said that Milton wasn't taking very many snaps with the ones. It was Chuba Purdy, and then it was Tate Rodemaker, and he took a few. A lot of people thought that was telling. Hell, I did, and I was wondering, this guy can't be healthy. There's no way in hell Mackenzie Milton can be healthy enough to play this game. And he was. I can't let Mike Norvell off the hook for that. And I will not. And your ass shouldn't either, regardless of how much you like him. I'm not expecting him to be perfect, but I am expecting him to do what he gets paid to do, and that is make the right decision when there's a game-altering decision to be made. Mackenzie Milton should have started that game. Moving forward, pending health, Mackenzie Milton should be the starting quarterback for the duration of the goddamn season. Period. If you think otherwise, then your ass think otherwise. Then fuck it. Moving on. The defense. Somebody sent me a message asking that I might owe Adam Fuller an apology from this year and last year. Hell no, I don't. He sucked last year. Now my opinions were about how much he sucked last year. What I saw Sunday, I saw a competent defensive coordinator. I saw two of the things that I looked for at the start of the game was what was he doing schematically, and did he have players playing out of position? I didn't see any of that, and I was very impressed to see it. And I think you look at another thing that I noticed was he simplified things. You saw less thinking and more reacting. You saw more triggering, especially as the game went on, and especially as those players became more comfortable with what they were doing. My partner asked me about Travis J. I'm cool with Travis J. Actually, you talk about the 2 touchdowns he gave up. The first one, it's the reason why he's a defensive back, not a wide receiver. The first one, he just didn't attack the ball, and the wide receiver did. The wide receiver attacks the ball all goddamn day long in practice. That's one of the things they do. And of course, you have DB drills where you do attack the ball in the air. He just didn't. He was in coverage. We're used to seeing our DBs get they ass blistered. I mean, giving up touchdowns. I don't think he gave that one up. The guy fought forward. He got it. The other one, I think that was Wilkins who got it. No, it wasn't Wilkins. It was somebody. It don't fucking matter. That was just a hell of a pass. I want you to find any cornerback rather, playing football, college football in 2021 who would have defended that pass. That was one hell of a football. I would have liked for his technique to be better, but Travis J had his moments. And you have to understand this is his first time playing cornerback at the college football level. Repetition, everything we saw is fixable. Repetition will get him to where he needs to be. He was physical. He was in position a lot. In most of those cases, it's just a matter of, getting reacclimated to what he was doing and what he was known for doing before he got to Florida State. So I really don't have an issue with Jay. It'll fix itself with time. The linebackers played much better than people were willing to give them credit for. They had their moments, but based off what you thought they were going to be and what they were at the end of the game, that was one of the most improved. You know what? I'm lying. The most improved bunch with that defensive line. Robert Cooper and Lovett played the best games I've seen them play in a Florida State uniform. Kier Thomas, yes sir, got a fan in me. And what more can I say about Johnson that hasn't already been said? That front four is going to make the life of those DBs a lot more easier. Because one thing that does worry me is when teams start to focus in on Johnson, as they're going to do, we're going to have to find better ways to generate some type of pass rush. Fuller took a lot of flack for that 3rd and 17 call. I look at it like this. Prior to the 3rd and 17 call, I saw Akeem Dent miss tackle. I saw Amari Gaynor miss tackles. I saw Brendan Gant miss tackles. Ideally, you'd want to keep everything in front of you. Here's the issue I have with some of y'all. I heard the third and Fuller shit last season. Yeah, I heard how y'all were on his ass for having DBs backed up and how he would call plays on third and long and the other team would still get him. He is doing the opposite. And y'all still ragging on his ass. Come on, man. Pick a side fence, stay your ass over there. All right? What I saw was he was attempting to get the ball out of Cohen's hands quicker. If instead of just letting him sit back there and pinpoint where he wants to go with the football by probably having a 3-man rush, and you probably would gamble thinking that they would get home on a 3-man rush, right? And just keep everything in front of you and hope they tackle. Well, again, I just outlined 3 football players who were missing tackles, right? I think he was trying to get the ball out of his hand quicker, which may have been a check down, something over the middle, and at that point, everybody can converge on the ball carrier. Didn't work out like that, so fuck it. I'm not one of those people who expect to agree with everything a coordinator does. And I'm not attempting to do that now. Would I have done it? Probably not. But I don't have a super big issue like other people have with him doing what he did on 3rd and 17. It was if if his ideology matches mine as it relates to why he did it, I got no problem with it. Offensive line still a ways to go, as we probably expected. I don't think anybody expecting them to play well, but I'm not sure why Devontae Love Taylor got benched. I have an idea, but Lucas played pretty damn good in that fourth quarter. And if you look on the touchdown run, and you look at the touchdown pass to Parchment, man, listen. Everybody is waiting for Dante Lucas to just get it. They're waiting for the light to click. And I'm not saying the light clicked, but you saw the reason why people have been so patient with him. He looks the part. He looked like somebody who wanted to come out there and be aggressive, somebody who actually knew his assignments for once. If he can't continue, either Love Taylor's going to have to find another position or he's just going to be the 6th offensive lineman. When does Bavion Johnson leave? Like, is this his last year? Somebody let me know in the comments if this is last year. I can't take too much more of this shit. I can't. This ain't fair to me. I don't deserve this. I can't take too much more of Bavion Johnson playing center. Y'all not finna do this to me. You're not. Something got to shake. Something got to fucking happen. Listen, man. Just go back. 3rd and 7, fourth quarter, less than 2 minutes left, in plus territory. Who really didn't think Florida State was going to get a first down? The way the game was going, McKenzie moving, he got his legs under him. He doesn't seem rattled at all. The moment doesn't seem too big for him. Who thought they weren't going to get a first down? And what happens? Bavion rolls the goddamn ball to him. Who's fucking surprised with that? People. To me, that was the biggest play of the game. That fumbled, fucked up snap was the biggest play of the game because what was the score, 35-38? I'm thinking touchdown, damn a field goal. I'm thinking touchdown, damn a field goal, Pena years back when they Notre Dame gets the ball back and put Cohen on the goddamn ground. That's how I'm looking at it. Guess we'll never know. Thanks, Bavion Johnson. Some other things I can probably point out, man, but I done said enough. I'm losing my voice again. Partied my ass off Saturday. I appreciate all the birthday wishes. Listen, I have to say this before I go. I don't hate Mike Norvell. This isn't a I Hate Mike Norvell podcast. This isn't an I Hate Mike Norvell show. This episode was not solely to say I hate Mike Norvell, because I don't. I think he's doing a good job. I just don't agree. How many games in a row has Florida State lost the home opener? I'm tired of seeing that shit. You have to turn the corner. It's because this isn't turning the corner, making decisions that is such a detriment to the team and the success of the team. That's not turning the corner. Yeah, I might be tired of me saying this, and I don't care. He shouldn't have started the game. That's what all this shit boils down to. That Jordan Travis shouldn't have started the game. And it is, to me, it is a no-brainer that he shouldn't have started the game. And I'm not saying this in hindsight because it's always 2020. No, sir. I was tweeting this prior to. He shouldn't have started the game the moment he was announced. He was announced. I've known he was going to be the starter for about at least 2 weeks. He shouldn't have started the game. Mike Norvell is on the hook for this. That Florida State impressed a lot of recruits, which was my biggest worry. My biggest issue was, please do not come out here and lay a fucking egg in front of all these kids, because they had some elite talent there Sunday evening. And not only that, you're the only game on. Even if the elite talent wasn't there, they were watching. And they heard that damn crowd. They saw the product on the field. They saw fight. I'm getting goosebumps just saying this. You saw fight from a Florida State football team. That lets you know that Mike Norvell has the goddamn locker room. That's important. So again, it's not me shitting on him. It's just me holding him accountable. And you should too. There were some positives to take away from this. And you heard all fall long about getting the kids to respond, building mental toughness. What are you going to do when you get punched in the mouth? What are you going to do when you're down by 2 touchdowns? Are you going to fold like a church chair like we've been seeing this team do? Or are you going to stand up and say the game isn't over till the goddamn buzzer sounds? That's what they did. They fought. And salute to those kids for that. Salute to the coaching staff and the head coach for doing their best to instill that type of culture into the program, to instill that type of mentality into those players. You fight until there's nothing else left to do. Until you have no more to give, you fight. That's what we saw Florida State to do. And listen, that's something you can hang your hat on. That's all the time I'm giving you. That's all the time I got. As always, people, I cannot express to you how much I appreciate your time. If you watch these videos, if you take time out of your day to watch these videos, trust me, it does not go unnoticed on my end, and I thank you for it. Please, please, please hit those like buttons. Please, please, please hit those subscribe buttons, man. Share this content with people who you think will watch this type of stuff, because I ain't going no goddamn well, and I'm going to keep giving your ass the gospel. You can follow me on Instagram at the Hot Seat 19. You can follow me on Twitter at the Hot Seat 19. Y'all leave comments about what y'all thought. Y'all know how we get busy in that comment section. But as always, you are officially off the hot seat. Y'all be good.